turn up the higher picture quality. Welcome to my casual YouTube channel. This is a place where I document anything casual or monumental related to my life, and today it's taking out my braids. That just happened. This is not reversible. Well, it is. It just won't be reversed. I have gotten to the point where my hair is ridiculously overgrown, but to where in the past couple days where I've just been holding on because I love having the gray ombre hair. I love the attention, and that's really just it. Like I loved the hair, I loved the attention, but it just needs to come out at this point. Typically, if you were like a more efficient person than me, you would get like a toothpick and like slowly pick at the little places where you need to separate. But since I don't have a toothpick and I don't care about efficiency, I'm just gonna slowly, one by one, just take my braids out and suffer. I just suffered for 5 hours because I didn't want to be efficient to save time. I didn't want to do that. Like, sit and hang out. Although, since I cannot talk to the camera the whole time that I'm doing this, I'm gonna be watching Marc Maron's stand-up because I love Marc Maron. But I'm debating if I want to watch something else. Stand-up is good for a little bit, especially if it hits, and it can be good for like an hour or two. But if it doesn't hit, then it's like, ah, shit, I gotta find my backup plan. So let's see what's on. Do you have any suggestions about what I can watch? I want to watch something that'll make me giggle, but comedies are so cringe these days. Like, everybody's trying to have like Gen Z TikTok humor, and it just does not do well. So yeah, I'm gonna start this, and I just like stand-ups. Oh my god, I hate. Okay, just kidding. HBO's not letting me watch what I want to watch. I have to like do something. I have to go to another app basically. So I'm gonna exit out. Now we're gonna watch exactly what I said I didn't want to watch, which is a Netflix comedy called You People. I heard it was good by my friend, but she also said it was going to be a little bit cringy. Shout out to, what's his name? Shout out to Jonah Hill, who I really like. I'm coming to find that he's very in touch with himself. Like, he's not just this funny, like, fat friend archetype that he's been cast in many, many times. He really knows what he's doing, like, as if I know him. His documentary Stutz, which is about him and his relationship with his therapist, and specifically more so about his therapist. Such a good documentary. I so appreciated it and loved it, and like having perspective from the documentary Stutz and now looking at his movie kind of makes me feel like, oh, I'm looking at his work. Like, it's no longer just Jonah Hill and his movie. It's just like, oh, I'm looking at his body of work that he contributed to. You People, I don't really know exactly what it's about. I just know it's based on an interracial relationship, and I was reading some of the comments on Facebook, and like, you should not read the comments on Facebook unless you are looking for like a disappointment, if you're not looking for like connection and relatability. But some people were commenting that like Lauren London and Jonah Hill like just don't seem like they would be a couple, like the chemistry was off or whatever. But people say that all the time about interracial relationships, unless it's like a white woman and a black male, like, because that's typical, like we see that most often. And so it's like, okay, what interracial relationship would you see that you would go like, that makes sense? Like, none of them. You would not say that to a lot of them because you just don't see it. It's like not normal to you. So I feel like it's weird when people are like, well, they just don't look like they would go together, or maybe not. They don't look like they would go together. But just like, they just didn't seem like a couple. I think that about me and my husband all the time. Like, I wonder if people look at us and just think like, that doesn't make sense. There's just so many things that like we differ on. And a lot of people, I think, will look at us and just think that we just don't make sense. Because like, one of the things one of my friends was telling me is that like bias, it lives in all of us. Like, all of us are biased because but we make shortcuts in our mind for the way that we like judge people, the way we prejudge people, and in getting to know them, we judge them as well. So like, biases are kind of like the easiest way to do that, and you have to like work out of it when you're identifying your racist biased behaviors. And so like, the idea of like a black woman white male relationship that's a mainstream movie, to me, I don't know what I was looking for in those Facebook comments, but I get it, because to me, Lauren London and Jonah Hill in this first interaction I'm seeing, I'm like so about it, but that's because I'm pretty sure I'm identifying my relationship with theirs as somebody who's in a relationship with a white male as a black woman, and seeing a white male with a black woman is so comforting to me. But to like anybody else, I'm imagining it's kind of like, that doesn't, what, you know? I'm gonna keep going, and then I'm just gonna like cut in with any thoughts I have, and then just go back to doing this. It happened. It happened. I cut off the tiniest piece of hair I just accidentally threw onto the floor. I cut off a tiny piece of hair because I got a little bit too bold, and I was like, my hair isn't longer than this. I'm fine. So it's been a minute since I've recorded anything because it's just tiring. Like, I can't time lapse the whole thing, so I time lapse in sections. You don't care. So I just got done watching You People. Such a good movie. I'll say the writing is stronger than the, what do I say, like the presentation? I don't know. It's just one of those movies that, as a woman in an interracial relationship, it just hit. It just hit. And at the end, saw that it was written and directed by Jonah Hill and Kenya Barris. I should have known that he had a hand in this. The minute that I saw the like super colorful aesthetic, should have known that was Kenya Barris. Anyway, now I'm watching Stutz, which is Jonah Hill's documentary about his therapist, and not really much so, not really more so like himself. And I would like to know more about Jonah Hill, honestly, since watching both since watching You People and Stutz, because I just feel like I don't know much about Jonah Hill. He's always been the funny guy with like not a lot of depth to him, and seeing things with depth and that I can connect with makes me want to like actually know more about him. But he needs to just come out with a documentary of his own, because I will be signing up for watching that. I'm into watching the doc, but I don't know if I'm like into finishing the whole thing. I'm in like a giggly hee hee ha ha. Let's get a little bit introspective, but let's not cry about it. You know what I mean? Like, I need my mood to be up, but I still want to think and witness an intellectual conversation. But I just went straight up intellectual conversation about trauma while watching this documentary. So it's been a minute since I've recorded anything because it's just tiring. Like, I can't time lapse the whole thing, so I time lapse in sections. You don't care. So I just got done watching You People. Such a good movie. I'll say the writing is stronger than the, what do I say, like the presentation? I don't know. It's just one of those movies that, as a woman in an interracial relationship, it just hit. It just hit. And at the end, saw that it was written and directed by Jonah Hill and Kenya Barris. I should have known that he had a hand in this. The minute that I saw the like super colorful aesthetic, should have known that was Kenya Barris. Anyway, now I'm watching Stutz, which is Jonah Hill's documentary about his therapist, and not really much so, not really more so like himself. And I would like to know more about Jonah Hill, honestly, since watching both since watching You People and Stutz, because I just feel like I don't know much about Jonah Hill. He's always been the funny guy with like not a lot of depth to him, and seeing things with depth and that I can connect with makes me want to like actually know more about him. But he needs to just come out with a documentary of his own, because I will be signing up for watching that, and I love it. So yeah, I'm into watching I'm into watching the doc, but I don't know if I'm like into finishing the whole thing, because I'm in like a giggly hee hee ha ha. Let's get a little bit introspective, but let's not cry about it. You know what I mean? Like, I need my mood to be up, but I still want to think and witness an intellectual conversation. But I just went straight up intellectual conversation about trauma while watching this documentary. Maybe I can find like a stand-up I can watch my good friend Bo Burnham, where I can cry and be introspective. And my husband isn't here to make fun of Bo Burnham, because he always does. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I actually planned to watch Bo Burnham a while ago, and I just didn't make the time for it.
I don't go to the gym because I'm self-conscious about my body. But I'm self-conscious about my body because I don't go to the gym. Irony can be so painful. That's a catch-22. Most hip-hop artists, for me, and it is for me, hip-hop, has traded in words and poetry for beat fetishism. It's where you make a sick beat and then you rap anything over it, and people.
Oh my god. I forgot about how much hair I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose so much hair at the end of this because there's so much shedding that happens. Like, normally humans lose 100 strands of hair a day, but when you have it in braids, that hair is just it's just being lost, but it's stuck in braids. So then when you take it out and like wash it and comb it out, then you can see all of the loss. I'm gonna have like a handful of hair. They're just gonna come out. So miserable. Oh my god. Fine, I'll be fine. No, I won't. I will not be okay. You know how they have like ugly hot? This is like ugly fierce. Why am I so ugly fierce? Anyways, update. I doused my hair in apple cider vinegar and water and just sprayed it down so that it could release some of the dirt, so that like I could eat and then also simultaneously undirty my hair so that it could penetrate the dirt. So I'm just letting the apple cider vinegar soak in my head, and then I'm gonna wash it out, and it's gonna take a long time. It's gonna take a long time, and then I'm gonna condition it and go to bed because it's like 1.